Morning. My name is Dr. James Ian McCall-Werbisky, and I want to talk to you a little bit about some medical stuff. Okay, I'm the foremost leading authority on viral and bacterial pathogens and diseases, and currently right now I have the cure for ALS, shy dragger, Parkinson's, Huntington's chorea, and HIV/AIDS. I'm working on stabilizing a permanent cure. I already have a cure that keeps people alive. I'm also the foremost leading authority on life and all pathogens and entities that come within the universe and on the earth. I am the Ark of the Covenant. Me and my brother Tejan. As Tejan, there's two of us, are Injins, and then we've got my other brother James Ian Werbisky, who's lying and saying that he's me right now when he's not. And I'm a lawyer, fourth year undergrad in law. I studied law for 4 years. I was in the Navy and the Royal Air Force for 7 years. I was with the Patricia's Pats infantry. I was a rifleman. I've served in 3 wars and a peacekeeping mission, and I have a lot of scars on my head. I've got a bullet wound on the top of my head. I'm missing part of my head there. I blew the whole side of my head off behind enemy lines. Is a true story about me. I got shot down in the Croat in Herzegovina in my fighter jet. We escaped one of the heat-seeking missiles, but my bomb that when I dumped my tank, it didn't explode, so the heat-seeking missile came up and cut the jet right in half, so me and my wingman got thrown out. So let's get busy with this. I'm gonna read to you guys a bit. Okay, this is about unlawful confinement of people's mind and the children rushing towards freedom, disconcerting fantasy from reality on my earth. My conviction is for being God and for caring about true justice and being free from the passions associated with the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Walt McElhern Disney built his empire on truth and free will of the subconscious in our minds. Did a 24 slice of Albert Einstein's brain, finding that different parts of the mind fired at different times from the hypothalamus gland in front of the spinal cord. The calamate gland is a pea-sized gland in the neck that controls all your input and re-input and the clarity of your thoughts. So what you're eating and what your environment, you're in your environment you're in. If your environment's dirty, your thoughts are going to be dirty. Right? The rapist was mad and bad, all engaging wild-ass behaviors in hotels full of Vaseline and grease. You are what you do. You use a bunch of oil and you use a bunch of yucky stuff on you and stuff, you're going to be yucky. Water. Clear? The vertical cortex stimulates the hypothalamus gland and controls the flow of the pancreas. Dead eyes are a giveaway. And rafters and re-emitting rafters were the buzz of freedom. The heart beats from the central cortex and stimulates the ovulation cycle of life and death from exhaustion of the dragons and the tetragons. RNA and DNA platelets make up 1/3 of the white and red blood cell count that goes from 0 to 1400 platelets in the genetic blood molecule sequence that binds with the pituitary gland that in turn feeds the hypothalamus gland with the information on how to replicate its DNA strands within the RNA platelets counts and progeny DNA sequences within the bloodstream. Now, in order to split atoms at a subatomic level, you have to split the nucleus of that DNA RNA protein structure to be able to replicate the same DNA structures. Mitochondrial DNA are strands of RNA proteins, infused DNA that exists at a subatomic level due to the residue in the protein fed by CBD structural orals that starve off illness, like Parkinson's disease, anatomical lateral sclerosis, and Shy-Drager syndrome. Quantum theory involves all of my cellular structure that replicates from the platelets of red and blood white cells, mimicking spore growth and fungal growth as the atom splits into the subatomic programs of a nucleus hostile to its outer environment. Cellular degradation then occurs at 3 replications of the live blood cells or DNA, RNA protein matter, making a weakened strand that is no longer capable of reproducing itself without breaking down in degradation in an inceptual of diseases like Huntington's chorea and Jakob-Creutzfeldt disease that slowly mimics multiple sclerosis, stripping the RNA DNA sequence of progeny nucleus much needed through the fatty acids contained through wild and natural plants like indica and sativa that hold these natural oils, and amino proteins that surround the cellular structures of these gene sequences. Basically, I'm the best doctor on the earth, and I'm the smartest man on earth, and I'm the greatest person that's ever been on this earth. There's nobody greater than me. I'm better than everybody else. Basically, the DNA RNA breaks down at a subatomic level. It breaks down through the secular sequences throughout time, created through all of the platelets on the earth that start in the brain, that affect the spinal spasticity of movement in the main muscle groups associated with neuroskeletal nuclear degeneration. This happens when you get fusion from bacterial, viral, or fungal antigens that replicate within the platelets of the RNA and DNA structure, causing infection, which then causes an outer arterial infusion within the outer surface, causing a global warming within the nuclear cellular structure, which progenites, degrading the degradation of our atomical building blocks within the amino acids. This replicates a sequence that is called degradation DNA, which breaks down at a subatomic level, which progenites through the RNA and the DNA strands, making an inbred replicate, which degrades the body's functions within the world. This occurs when we age due to loss of fatty acids and amino acids within our nervous systems, run by the frontal lobal cortex and the hypothalamus and pituitary glands, as well as the thyroid gland that speeds up or slows down these ailments, depending on the cellular level of levodopa within the brain, stating factually that what we have within us breaks down as we age. Now, as we age, we get smarter, and to live longer, we got to replicate our DNA and our RNA proteins to be able to hold a cellular structure within the blood platelet white and red countlets that can replicate RNA DNA fission through a fatty cortex, through a fatty amino cortex that stimulates the central nervous system, building a spinular ascension within our bodies that replicate through our muscles, making our bodies leaner and stronger and wiser as we age. That basically saying that we could live to be 800 years old. Now, so in Parkinson's disease, you people, you lose DNA RNA function from the futility of the DNA RNA protein structure, causing main muscular groups to become parahyperspasmatic or rigid, and morbidity in nature with a cellular level quantumly structured protogen antigen system within red and white blood cells. This means that when you get Parkinson's disease, you get Parkinson's disease because your body is being stripped of the essentiality of its necessities in the fatty acid amino groups and your vitamins like A, B, C, and D, and E, which is like an aloe vera. Okay, so diseases like Parkinson's, Huntington's chorea, and Schreiber atomical lateral sclerosis is caused when you eat sugar. And by eliminating sugar, we inhibit the reuptake process of disease degradation growth within our body's RNA and DNA cellular structure, and the cellular RNA and DNA atomical protein structures become spastic, inhibiting our youth and beginning a fountain of youth. Epilepsy is a good example of a disease that robs the person of anatomical control, causing seizures within the molecular cells due to the lack of CBD, amino oils, and amino acids within these RNA DNA molecules within our muscular cellular neuroskeletal systems. So when we have a nervous system, every nerve goes somewhere, everywhere. We have a nerve here, we have a nerve there, a nerve there, a nerve there, a nerve there, and then on here, they all come to one thing. So if I cut this right here, I'm not going to feel anything there. Now, if I do cut that, I can regrow that back. How is that possible? Quite simply by stimulating the hypothalamus gland and inducing a reparaspasmatic inclusion that pulls your RNA and DNA and cellular disassociates it and then brings it outerly through your cortex back into your nervous system throughout the universe, meaning that the universe can heal us. We can heal ourselves. All we have to do is eat right. All we have to do is live right. See, on earth, we die. Why do we die? Why do we die? Do you people know why we die? You don't really know why we die, but I do. Okay, here is a good example. This is life and this is death. On earth, we live on earth. It's an atom. The earth is one atom. And on this earth, the atom splits into two hemispheres. And in these two hemispheres is created a brain. And on this brain, that's right, if you said James Ian McCall and Tejan McCall, you'd be right. The atom subatomically splits into two, which is RNA and DNA fused times 2, which makes 4, which means the earth now has a brain, a healthy brain, and a real brain. And the earth, henceforth, is able to repair itself. Now the brain is not thinking because of all the chemicals. We make sarin gas, we got bombs, we've got, you name them. We've got all kinds of horrible chemicals we're making and stuff. These chemicals are not helping our society. These chemicals are breaking our society down. Ticks, icks, politics. It's not all right. We're not it. As Tejan and I are not. We're Oriongens. We come from Orion. And Ringo Starr and Roderick Watson are our fathers. And James Robisky. That's right. So we have trident strand DNA. And there's 3 of us. And then there's my brother, the devil. And throughout the 2 of us, we're going to remake the whole earth. We're going to remake everything. And I'm going to take death off the earth. I'm going to take away death. And there shall be no more tears. I'm going to completely eliminate sickness. I'm going to eliminate illness. What if you woke up one day and you couldn't think for yourself? What would be the first thing if you couldn't think for yourself? What would be the reason why you couldn't think for yourself? Because he who transgresses in 1 point, 1 atom, is guilty of all the law. Now that would be because God has sinned. Because God had sinned. And God is not a liar. God does not lie. I don't lie. I am God. I'm going to take death away. You guys are going to have to trust me. You're going to have to give up. You're going to have to give the earth over to I and Tejan and my brother. You're going to have to completely give up. You guys are going to have to let go. You're going to have to trust us. You're going to have to give us everything. I want Area 51. I want no more lies. Those triangles are going into service as airlines. We're going to remake the earth better. We're not going to lie. We're not going to hide the fact. First rule, 2 shall not covet. This side of your brain is not capable of coveting this side because it has a subatomical cellular level that splits it. Which meaning if my head, I had a damage, somebody chopped me right on the head here, I could walk around and I could function because at the top level of your brain is your further thoughts and more intelligence, but the lower you get into your brain is your central cortex, which is your central thoughts and your central, which your daily activities, eating and whatnot. So in order to replicate RNA and DNA that is fusible at a subatomical level that builds, you have to infuse the body with a life-giving element like CBD. CBD. So that's both. See, you can't, white light can't eliminate the night. And life doesn't eliminate death. They've always existed. The light is in the darkness. Life is in death. So now you people see. Albert Einstein was my pupil. He was a very good student. When he graduated, I passed him with 100%. When he died, he graduated in grade 1.